Hello.
We having fun yet?
I don't know what we're having. This is an Illini Basketball Postgame Show for me. He's Craig. I'm Logan. What can we say? Illinois goes to Evanston, to Welsh Ryan Arena, and just looks about the same they've looked for the last month. Losing to Northwestern on the road, 73-60. Again, he's Craig. I'm Logan. Follow us, like us, share us, subscribe. Get in the comments. Let us know what's going on, what your thoughts are. Feel free to chime in. We'll check in with the comments periodically. Not a lot of positives to say here. Just was kind of an abysmal showing all around. I don't even know where to begin. Matthew Meyer scored 17 points tonight. He did reach his 1,000-point mark as a college basketball player. So kudos to Matt Meyer. He was about the only heartbeat the Illinois offense had. Jayden Epps had 11. Coleman Hawkins had 10. Terrence Shanahan 9 points, 5 fouls, 7 assists, 3 turnovers. I feel like everybody that touched the floor had 3 turnovers. It was just abysmal. It was just bad basketball. And this is what we've been seeing quite literally since the Penn State game. So Illinois drops to now 0-3 in Big Ten play. Where do we go? Where do you go? Where do you want to go from here? What can we talk about? What can we add to this conversation? What do you have? Let's hear it.
When was Fartgate? Was that Penn State?
Yes. Yeah.
That was the game you were at.
Yeah.
Brad Underwood challenged this team. That was a challenge to this team that, hey, you're not playing good. This is what we need. We need leaders. We need guys to step up. Not a single person has stepped up. Well, a couple of them have. Jayden Epps has been pretty good. Matthew Meyer has played okay, but they're not leading the team. I had this thought during the game. This is not a basketball team. This is a group of 15 basketball players that happen to wear the same color uniforms. There's no team to be seen.
No, there's no cohesion. It's not gone together well. Obviously, you have to put the blame on Underwood there, but I mean, in the world of the transfer portal, and when you're building this team through transfers and freshmen, that's hard. That's a tough task to build. That's a tough task to try to achieve.
That exact thing got brought up in our group chat during the game. Is this the players or is this the coaching? And I said this is almost 100% the players.
Yeah, I don't.
I still trust Brad. I just think that he took some swings and he didn't get the right guys in the portal this cycle. It's not working. I don't put any. I put a little bit of it on Brad because it was him putting the roster together and his staff. But this is the players. They show no heart. They don't want to be out there. Every loss they've had, the other team has wanted that game more. Yeah. And that's the inexcusable stuff. That's the stuff you can control. You can control your effort. You can control the way you play, your IQ. You can't control the referees. You can't control what the other team does. This team doesn't do well in their own head. They make stupid mistakes, and they don't play smart basketball.
I feel like a lot of the things that I'm considering bringing up into this conversation are things that we've already talked about at one point or another over the course of the past couple of weeks. It's the same stuff. And I think those are going to continue to be the same things that we're going to circle back to. Lack of a veteran point guard, lack of urgency, there's no, you can't build a culture with freshmen and senior transfers who are there to help their draft stock. Again, I don't want to sound like a broken record. That's part of the reason why I wasn't exactly sure if I even wanted to do this show, because I just don't know what I can add to this conversation that we haven't already said. This team has looked just absolutely terrible. ever since they got back from Madison Square Garden. They haven't looked like they wanted to play. They have been outplayed. They have been outcoached every step of the way. And I get that this is a veteran Northwestern team that has a couple of pretty good guards on this team, and that was obviously going to be a weakness when you're talking about a team that is focused around freshman guards. But this is Northwestern, and I don't know. I'm losing confidence quickly. I know I said it in our show the other day that I'm feeling a little better. Or I'm not that I was feeling better, but I was still feeling confident at least. It's dwindling. It's dwindling quickly. Things can turn around, and I think things could turn around, and I'm not saying they won't, but the confidence that I have right now that those things will happen, slim to none. I don't know. It's been like, there's a lot of problems, and I'm not sure when they're getting resolved.
Yeah, I mean, we still see moments. We see flashes during the game, albeit tonight it was one quick one there out of at the start of the second half. You go up by 5, and then Sincere Harris, who had 2 fouls in the first 30 seconds of the game, picks up a technical within a couple minutes of the second half starting, and you lost it. I mean, Illinois was up, I think, 5. He picks up the technical. You're like, oh, that's okay as long as it doesn't snowball. And it did exactly that. I think it was a 20-2 run at one point. Coleman Hawkins was absolutely dreadful until the final 7 minutes of the game. There's just only probably 2, 3. There's 3 guys on this team that I trust right now. Zane Danger, Jayden Epps, and right now Matthew Myers playing pretty good ball. Other than that, you have no one that you can trust. Terrence Shannon has disappeared. I know he's scoring double figures, but he's nowhere near the guy that helped lead them to the Texas win and the UCLA win and all that. So we've said it multiple times, and here we are sounding like a broken record. We have more questions about this team than we did in the preseason, and that's saying something because we had all questions, no answers about this team preseason.
It's night and day compared to what this team looked like back in November. The team that went out to Las Vegas and the team that went to New York, that team is nowhere to be found. And I don't know where they are. I don't know when they're getting back. Hope they do. But let's check in with the chat because a lot of people are chiming in here, and I want to get some of these thoughts. And James Russell, start Epps Saturday, not Coleman. I can't disagree with that. I'm a mixed bag on Coleman Hawkins right now. I would
not be upset if he's sat the bench the rest of the year. I'll just say that.
Well, I get it. I get that. I do think
I know that won't happen, and you can't afford to let that happen. But
I do think he does a lot of things right, but at this point he's making more mistakes than he's providing good. So I can't totally disagree with you there. James Russell again. Luke Goody might help when he gets back, but we're going to need more. Yeah, I don't know when Luke's going to be on the court again. At this point, I can't say that he's going to be a difference. Maybe he is the leader that they're looking for. I've mentioned that a few episodes ago. We'll see. I would love to get something out of him. Yep. How about a cutting to the basket? There's not much of that going on right now. It's a very
that is my one big
game.
Complaint. They shoot way too many threes.
Are you Wally?
I'm not Wally. I've never seen Wally, to be honest.
Great movie.
This team is a 30% 3-point shooting team, and yet they shoot 33s a game. Play to your strengths. Get to the basket. And that does come back to coaching because the offensive sets are the centered version of a bad word. They are terrible. There's no offensive flow in the half court. They take too long to get into their sets, and then when they get in their sets, they either run the wrong play or something breaks down, and then it's a jacked up 3. The offense is just so bad. Coach Steve chiming in.
Yep. Coach Steve, you're right. Yep. No leadership. Looks like they're looking for someone to bail them out, and it's true. We've addressed that, and Underwood's tried to address it, and they don't have a leader. There's just not one. I thought that Underwood's comments would fire somebody up, and I'm not sure that it did. I think since then Matthew Myers played well, but I don't think he's that player. Kane Walters, I think Underwood's running out of ideas on what to do with this team. It's very possible. It's very possible. I'm not out on Brad, but I feel for the guy at this point. I'm not sure what he can do. He's playing like a plague. They're not playing as a team. It's all one-on-one playground moves. Yep, absolutely. You need a veteran point guard like Courtney Ramey. I said that several times. Not saying that Courtney Ramey was the guy, but yeah, need a veteran point guard. You're relying on two freshmen that are just not quite there to do the job for you. Good attack is the best defense, and that's what we're lacking mostly. I agree. Let's see. Drive to the basket, get layups from foul. Yep, that makes sense.
Here's the big one. The big one.
Broken record.
I thought
Broken
that
record.
exact same thing today.
Every game.
Did you notice right before the tip, literally the referee was getting ready to throw the ball up in the air, and Terrence Shannon turned around and walked to the scores table to put the sticky stuff on his shoes. Underwood jumped up off the bench like, what are you doing? The ref play, but at that moment, I thought of Trent Frazier. I was like, Trent would never let that happen.
No.
And he would solve almost all of the problems. The leadership, the point guard, the initiating the offense. He would solve
a shooter.
A shooter, yes, a shooter.
Yes.
I don't think we have to worry about transfer portal. I think he's just going to go pro and try and make some bank, and someone's going to take a shot on him and then cut him quickly because he's terrible.
Yeah. I don't know. It's basketball 101. Take it to the hole. Yeah. All right. What else? What else you got, Craig?
I don't have a whole lot more.
Any other encouraging comments you want to give?
No, I mean we're repeating the same stuff that we've been concerned about, and it's not getting fixed.
Yeah.
Which the definition of insanity. Trying the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Let's just ask the question. What is different? What is different about this team from what we saw in November? What's different?
They're playing tentative. They're not playing aggressively. They look scared. They look absolutely scared to do anything on offense. I mean, the first month of the season, I felt like they were getting out in transition. The ball was moving. They looked like there was some chemistry on the court, and that just disappeared. I mean, we went over it. I believe it was around the Penn State time that there was dysfunction in the locker room, that things were not vibing well with the new guys and things weren't meshing. Everyone downplayed it. Coleman Hawkins downplayed it. Matthew Meyer kind of verbally let it be known that things weren't as pretty as they seemed, and they were wrong. We're right. I'm convinced that these kids do not get along. These players do not get along. And I think you can see it through other channels. I think social media is a big part of it. I follow most of them, not all of them, and most years I follow the guys that are currently on the team, like DeMonte last year, Trent last year, and then once they leave, I usually unfollow them. But I follow most of these guys, and I feel like I don't see the videos of the locker room like I did of him dancing. I know Trent was annoying with his dancing on social media, but he had, even back 3 years ago, it was him and Alan Griffin and Tevian Jones. They were all dancing in the locker room together, posting on TikTok and Instagram. I'm not seeing any of that. I don't think these guys like each other. And I think that is a huge point, and it's translating to the court.
It's some big accusations, but I don't think you're wrong. I don't. I mean, I think that's clearly what's going on here. Real quick, we've had a few more people jump in the comments. You want to pull those up here real quick?
Where do you want to start? Coach?
Yeah, start with Steve. Steve, being a young team, usually when they get down, they go to shoot threes, not trusting just to play defense and run their motion to get downhill to the basket. Yeah, I mean, I think we're learning that this team is. We've said it. It's 5 freshmen and 4 veterans, but let's be honest, the 4 veterans aren't playing like veterans. So we're looking at about 9 freshmen. Some of them just have a little bit more experience than everybody else. Tonight, when they ran the motion, the ball screens, dribble handoffs, everyone moving, they will score on anyone. I mean, it's just they haven't got it together. They haven't figured it out. A couple more. I'd love to see a 3-2 zone, which would help Dange out, but I don't understand. I know Underwood won't try it. Yeah. I don't know why he's not going to that. Something along those lines. Dane's been probably my biggest surprise of the season, other than maybe Sincere Harris.
100% Dane. I did not expect this from Dane Danger.
I didn't either.
And I don't know if we've said it on the show. I know I've said it, and we've all said it in our group chat that I always talk about. He pulls some post moves out of his bag that Kofi could only dream of.
I know.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that.
No, he definitely can do some things that Kofi can't. All right, got a few more here. Kaylee, vibes are off, as the kids say. Yes, I think they definitely are.
Kaylee always up with the kid lingo.
Yes, she is. There's another couple good ones here. Steve, does NIL have anything to do with not liking each other? That's an excellent question, Steve. I can't confirm nor deny that, but you raise a good point. I don't know. And truthfully, this is something that I have thought about for a while. As long as NIL has been a topic of conversation, that's kind of been personally, as just an individual, one of my biggest concerns is this type of thing. I don't know. I don't know. I can't say yes or no to that, but I think it's certainly possible. And I think that might play into it.
My one argument against that is that everyone kind of came in on a level playing field because everyone is new to Champaign.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my one argument against that.
But if somebody's making more money than somebody else,
the one person that would have that advantage is Coleman Hawkins, and we've seen him have some NIL deals with some Champaign businesses, and I think Coleman is at the heart of a lot of this locker room disconnect. So maybe it is. Maybe it is an NIL thing.
It's very possible. All right, Kane, I don't think some of the players agree with Underwood's coaching, so they don't want to do what he says. Maybe. I mean, again, I think this goes into the locker room stuff. I don't know. I'm not in the locker room. I can't tell you what's going on there, but I think that it's certainly possible. Yep. Anything else? Want to shut it down? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. It's almost midnight.
Yeah, let's shut this thing down. All right. Final score from Evanston. 73-60. Illinois drops to 0-3 in Big Ten play, 9-4 overall. Host Wisconsin on Saturday. At this point, that's a must-win.
9-5 overall.
9-5 overall. I'm reading the number off the screen. 9-5 overall. So, yeah. I mean, at this point, Wisconsin is a must-win. You can't start Big Ten play 0-4 and expect to have any sort of a relevant season. At this point, I think that you have to pull this together, or you might even be a bubble team as the tournament goes. So, which is not to say
squarely on the bubble now.
As a team that beat UCLA and Texas, to be right square on the bubble here is not a good way to start January. There's still time to turn it around, but not really screaming a lot of confidence here. So we'll see what happens on Saturday.
I have better luck at the State Farm Center than you do.
Hopefully Craig has better luck at the State Farm Center than I do, because yes, the last time I was there, things did not go well. So maybe you're the lucky charm to turn things around. I'm the one that ruined it, and maybe you can save it.
Can I mention 2 things before we go?
Absolutely.
Did you see Io tonight?
The put back dunk?
No, the chase down block of Kevin Durant. and the
No,
Bulls
I
beat
saw
the
the
Nets.
putback. I saw the putback dunk, but I didn't see the chase down.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Love that guy.
Io did good things tonight for the Bulls. And 2, go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Big win for the Salukis. Was that at home or was that
It was.
Was that on the
It
road?
was at home.
Was that home?
It was at
Big
home.
win for the Salukis over Drake tonight.
Yeah.
So, all right,
7
we're
in
going to
a
shut
row,
it down.
maybe we should start doing SIU post games. We'll see.
Sounds great. Or we're just an Illini women's post or Illini women's show now.
We do have the Illini women still. Check them out tomorrow night, Big Ten Network.
It's a women's basketball school. He's Craig. I'm Logan. We'll check with you later. We might have a show Saturday. We might not. We'll see how the game goes, see how Craig's life is. Until then, peace.